Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Great Request Show, return of this after many years, and this obviously includes in the name the most requested stocks and most followed stocks, I suppose, around as well. In the case of Applied Nutrition, we've had 1, 2, 3 bounces off or at the RSI 50 level. We're just breaking the neckline of the inverted head and shoulders, which has been in place since March, and above the 121 level, looking for at least the 200-day moving average, £1.36, hopefully, by the end of next month, or even sooner, the obvious stop losses and end of day close back below the 50-day moving average on the right side of the inverted head and shoulders. The rally here started with gap close buy signal 10th of April around the £1.10 level, the big sign coming in. Now, moving on to Avacta, where some crackpot people are saying the company's not worth anything at all, which I think is a bit harsh, because it's at least worth 33 pence more than nothing at the moment. Shares currently bumping along the bottom. What we'd like to see now is, I suppose, another bounce off that support line projection, around down to 26 pence. But if we can avoid that, then at least we could get up to the top of the range, and maybe the low 40s. There's a resistance line there from back in July. That's heading towards the 41 pence level, and I suppose that broken red support line also a factor in terms of potentially getting the shares up to the mid-40s. But that is the best we are thinking about at the moment. We do have the risk of a move down to 26 pence and that June support line projection. But if you are a buyer of the shares, you'd be looking for the RSI to break back above neutral 50 versus 43 pence at the moment. That's had a couple of faders there. That tends to be a leading indicator on the downside. Moving along to a situation which is perhaps rather more fluffy and bullish, but it is Greatland Gold here. It's a bit surprising that we've had to come back down to the 50-day line. Looked as though earlier on, last month, that we get up to the 17 pence level. That was a resistance line projection from April 23, but we managed to fall short of that. I think 16 and a bit was the best. And currently looking for the shares to find support here at the 50-day line, 11.75. Otherwise, the next level down would be last month's support, 10.1 pence. So a bit surprising that we're back down at that 50-day line, and also that the RSI has fallen back below neutral 50, but let's see how we go there. If you're looking for a momentum signal, it would be an end-of-day close above that midpoint of the W-shaped reversal around 12.3 pence, so that's a decent trigger there for technical traders. On to Mosman, where soon after the interview, the company decided that wanted to raise a bit of money, and who can blame them? But here we've got a situation where there's a support line projection heading to 0.042. We're also still in the run up to a golden cross, because the 50 and 200-day lines both rising. But obviously, after the fundraise, maybe we might have to wait a bit longer for a move to the upside. But at the moment, looking for the 50-day line there, 0.039 as being the lowest we expect the shares to go, and hoping that the shares will find support at 0.042. In terms of the upside, I suppose the initial area would be 0.055, as that was October resistance, and temporarily support earlier this month. Moving on to the last of the requests, and it is Marula. Here, another situation bouncing along the bottom, and really it's been a long time for it to do so. Current situation is that obviously we're hoping that we will manage to stay on the right side of 3.5 pence. The other point to note is that the RSI is below neutral 50, so we want to see that back above the 50 level versus 42 at the moment, and probably combined with an end-of-day close above the 50-day moving average at 4 pence. The initial target here is a best-case scenario. Target would be 5.3 pence. Top of the range, obviously 10 pence, but that's a long way away. That looks as though the stock is basically meeting with the 200-day